Hello, friends. Welcome to Josiah Venture Stories. You will hear incredible stories of life change from the mission field and be inspired by the movement of God in Central and Eastern Europe. I'm your host, Gwen Gardner, and I am so excited to share today's conversation with you. Today on the show is Hayley Arnold. Hayley first served with Josiah Venture Ukraine at an English camp in 2013 when she helped lead a mission team from her church. There, she got a small glimpse of the beautiful people and culture of Ukraine, as well as the ministry of empowering and equipping young people. A year later, Hayley served as an extended summer intern with Josiah Venture in Ukraine. As she experienced the daily life of ministry, she began to see that the Lord had equipped her to serve in a cross-cultural setting. This was reaffirmed again during a second internship, as well as further opportunities leading mission teams from her church in California. In recent years, God has opened her eyes to how He has been moving despite the war and the many kinds of trials. Hayley moved to Ukraine in the spring of 2025 to serve as the director of the school's ministry. In this role, Hayley pours into teens in school settings and has the opportunity to connect students to local churches. She has also been given the opportunity to train teachers and youth leaders in trauma-informed strategies. She is thrilled to disciple young people and support local churches in Ukraine. Hayley, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. It's good to be here.
Yay! I'm so excited to talk to you today.
Yeah, me too.
Yes, it's going to be great. Well, here at the beginning, we're going to get into all the things, but what do people need to know about you, Hayley? Like, what are things that bring you joy? What are things, I don't know, hobbies? What do you like to do for fun? Anything you want to talk about?
Wow, starting with the hardest questions first.
Yeah.
Okay. When I think about things that are fun for me, I have like two categories. I have my like solo categories and then my people categories.
Ooh, I like that.
My solo categories are definitely grandma hobbies. I hope that's not offensive to any of our listeners.
No.
I love reading. I love embroidering. I love baking.
Me too.
Yeah.
I love all those things. Those are really great things. Yes.
We should be friends. I'm just kidding.
Yes.
We are.
We are. What's something that you've baked recently?
I recently made some like Snickers cookies where, nothing super fancy, just like your regular cookie dough base plus chopped up Snickers, which you can't really
Sounds
go wrong
delightful.
with.
Yeah.
I was a fan, big fan.
Amazing. So yeah, I like grandma hobbies too. Like I love embroidery and I'm into sourdough. You know, I gotta keep my sourdough. My sourdough's name is Moses. Like, you know,
I like that.
You gotta name your sourdough. Yeah.
I feel like that sets a good precedent for lasting for a long time.
Yeah.
Seeing you through the wilderness. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Bread, manna, you know, whatever, all the things.
Wow. Connections.
Connections, all the connections. Okay, what are your people categories? You said your solo categories.
Well, okay, so I feel like it's maybe a cop-out answer, but it's also not. So like, I am an extrovert and genuinely doing whatever my friends are having fun doing, I mean, within reason, is something I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I can't pick just one thing, but as long as my friends are like having a good time, I'm like, oh, this is so fun because I get to be with people doing fun things for them.
I love that.
Like, for example, Gwen, when we met, we were playing mini golf.
That's right.
And you have witnessed that I am maybe the world's worst mini golfer.
You're pretty bad. Yeah.
I am. I'm not even going to pretend.
Yeah. But I could tell you were having a good time. You were having a fun time. Yeah.
The people I was with were having fun. So
that's
I feel like it's a real answer for me, even though it feels fake.
Oh my gosh. That's a real answer. That's a real answer. I like doing what other people enjoy doing as well. So, you know. And that's really good. I would like to think more about like what are my solo ways to have fun and my like people ways to have fun. I like those two categories. So thank you for inspiring me today.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you. So for the people who don't know, So first, where are you from in America? And then where do you live in Ukraine?
All right. So I'm from Anaheim, California, famous for a little place we call Disneyland, like literally share a zip code with Mickey Mouse. Pretty sick, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's a great little city. And then for those of you that aren't familiar with Disney, it's like an hour away from Los Angeles without traffic.
Yeah, traffic.
Yeah, who can really estimate the time? I don't know. And then in Ukraine, I live in a small city in western Ukraine called Ternopil. It sounds a lot like Chernobyl.
Right, that's different. That's
very different. We don't have radiation here. It's very quiet, very safe, very west. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Ternopil, not Chernobyl.
Yeah. There's different like a T places. And a P in one and a CH and a B in the other. But I feel like I always got to clarify that one because alarm bells start ringing in people's heads.
Oh, I know. But yeah, people have Chernobyl. Like that's maybe one of the things they know about Ukraine. Maybe. And so you got to like clarify, no, I don't live where the radiation is and all that. No.
Very different.
Very different. Well, I would love to hear your story of how you first heard about Josiah Venture. How did you first get connected back in 2013? And just, we're just going to unpack your journey.
Awesome. It's a long journey, so I'll try to keep it fairly brief. But also, if you need to interrupt for questions, let me know.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I give you permission. So in 2008, I heard about JV for the first time. My sending church in California, Fullerton Free. I don't know if shout outs are a thing, but I'll give them a little shout out.
I've been to church there one time. So yeah.
That's so fun. I love that.
Yeah.
Small world.
I know.
But yes, so we really had a huge emphasis on global missions growing up, local missions, but also global. And so my church would send a team of like 20-ish high schoolers to partner with an overseas missions organization every year. And so in 2008, my brother was on one of those teams. And we knew nothing about Ukraine except for Chernobyl. After my brother's trip, we didn't know much more beyond that there were camps and fish head soup. And he ended up having to go to a hospital. But, that's all I knew about Ukraine for the first couple of years. And then I went on mine. We had like seniors go on these overseas trips. My trip was not to Ukraine. It was to Trinidad. Very different vibe. Very cool trip.
Very different, yeah.
But then after my class, every year we sent teams to Ukraine. And so I kind of felt special, like I've never been to Ukraine. Haha. And then in 2013, I was serving in college ministry and my college pastor basically voluntold me to help lead this trip. And I was like, no, I don't want to go to Ukraine. But God worked in my heart a little, and I did help lead this team in 2013 and pretty instantly fell in love with Ukraine. I was like, oh, this is why we keep going back. It was like seeing Lviv for the first time and the beautiful city, then going to camp and being in the middle of the Carpathians and really getting to connect with Ukrainian teenagers and Ukrainian youth group leaders. It was amazing.
That's wonderful. So then you led that team, fell in love with Ukraine, and then decided to intern. Is that kind of how the story goes?
Yeah. Like at the last day of camp, the country leader at the time, Ben Williams, was like, Hayley, have you thought about doing an internship? We think you'd be a great fit. And I was like, tell me more. He explained about the 3-month summer internship. And that sounded great to me, but I was graduating from university and I wanted to do something longer than just 3 months. And Ben said, we have an extended internship. Would you consider that?
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. Great marketing.
I know. Sign me up. Yeah.
Yeah. So I went back and prayed about it for a while and ended up applying and getting accepted for the extended internship. And yeah, my whole life was changed from that.
Oh, wow. And then what did you study in university?
I studied sociology and world religions.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. I went to a public university, and that was just I think it exposed me to a lot of really interesting ideas, and it really helped me like solidify my own faith. And I loved it. I thought it was really cool.
So then with your extended summer internship, like how was that for you? Like actually experiencing the daily life of ministry and then, opening up your mind. Because it's always like you come for a summer as an intern, but I really like that like extended internship experience. It's also very different than being on a short-term team, like, or a mission team. It's like, whoa, 2 weeks is like a whirlwind of time and it's camp. And then extended summer internship, you have time to like have some downtime and maybe like look around and be like, oh, is this what it's like to be a missionary?
Yeah. No, I feel like you just like stole all of my words. I feel like, I know. Goodness, Quinn, it's like you've done this before.
Come on.
But I think, summer was really cool being at the camps, but the fall is really what made me fall in love with the ministry and feel like, oh, maybe this is something like God has equipped me for and something he could be calling me to. You know, getting to follow up with teens after camp, getting to invest in local youth groups. I'm not a musical person, but getting to be a part of fusion choirs every week was so fun. And then being part of the JV team in Ukraine was really cool. Everything about it was kind of just amazing. Learning, okay, this is the bus route that I take to this stop, or I get on this cab to the bus station to get on the bus to this town where someone will pick me up. But to see the ins and outs of this is a little bit crazy, but it also makes so much sense. And getting to invest more deeply in teenagers and to, start meeting people and discipling and encouraging them in their faith was just the coolest thing. So,
oh, that's wonderful. I think that's what captures all of our hearts. First, it's like you mentioned, like Lviv, this beautiful European city. What? And then, like getting to know the people is what truly is like so capturing. And and then you want to move there full time. But with your story, Hayley, like how did that go down? Because there was a long gap between.
Long gap. You could call it a decade.
Talk to me about that decade of time where we thought all hope was lost. Hayley will never come back.
No. So at the end of the internship, I wanted to come back full time. The team said, "We'll take you. We're ready." But I had student loans. And
reality.
Rightfully so, JV has a policy on student loans.
It's true. I
respect it. But it did make things really challenging. And so, so after that internship, started a decade-long waiting period, but also for the next 5 years, God was so kind and he kept giving me opportunities to come back to Ukraine, which was awesome. I got to be an intern team leader one summer, and I got to lead several short-term teams. And Ukraine never left my heart.
Yeah.
But after, 2018, I would say, I had a long period where I didn't get to go back to Ukraine. I started teaching, and I ended up moving to a different part of the state for some of that time. And I still cared about Ukraine and still loved Ukraine, but was also starting to think maybe it was just for this season. And that's really sad, but maybe it was just for that time. Yeah. And then COVID hit, the world went crazy.
COVID.
As we know.
Yes.
As we know.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't go back. And then in the fall of 2021, someone from my church approached me about helping with a team to go to Ukraine summer of 2022. But before,
and that was after war broke,
so that was
right?
interrupted by war. We didn't
that's right.
know.
Yes, 2022 is, okay,
yeah. And when the full-scale war started in 2022, my heart just broke in a way that it hasn't before. I think naturally that would happen when war is the case, but it was just devastating for me. I vividly remember that day and just thinking, what can I do? I still love Ukraine. I don't think it's from me. What can I do, God? And so then it was really challenging. But then in 2023, I got invited to be a part of a sanctioned but unsanctioned short-term team to help at an English camp.
Okay.
Yep. We were allowed
under the radar.
A little. No one advertised.
Right. Yeah.
But yes. And I just remember praying before that trip, God, will you take away my love for Ukraine, or will you make it really obvious that this is what you're still calling me to? And can you please make it happen? Which is a little demanding of me. But
we can be that way sometimes. So, God knows. Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, that's what I was praying. And I just, I will never forget crossing the border into Ukraine, looking to my right, seeing tanks, looking up ahead, seeing block posts, and just feeling like this weight was lifted off of me. And just, a feeling I can breathe and I'm home. And I feel like that whole little trip was just so much confirmation that God was still calling me to Ukraine. And that kind of changed everything.
Yeah. Again. I like what you just said. You weren't scared, to see, maybe there was some fear. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but more that that coming home, even in the middle of a war-torn country, of a place that you love, or how you said earlier, it wasn't a love that was put there by your own whatever, but it was a God-placed love for this country, and then coming back felt like home. That's, wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Was there any fear at all?
Not really. I mean, it definitely, you do kind of process in the moment as you're looking around and being like, oh, this is very real. I mean, I knew it was real from following along with the news, from conversations with friends, from following friends on social media. But to see it with your own eyes, it is a wake-up call. But I still felt just so much peace, which, again, to me, to feel peace in the middle of this, I can't imagine anywhere other than that coming from the Lord,
Right, right.
So.
Yeah. The peace that passes all understanding.
Truly.
Truly.
What's wrong with her? Just kidding.
What? No. So that was summer of 2023. And then did that begin your journey to support Raise and all of that?
Yeah, pretty much. After that, I met up with people on home assignment, including the Williams, Ben and Christy. And it was kind of a, hey, how do we make this happen? I know we've talked about this for 10 years now.
Yeah.
But how do we make this happen? And it was just kind of a crazy thing of where it was so obvious how God was preparing me. They needed someone in schools ministry. I had a master's in education. Ukraine is obviously in the middle of a terrible, terrible war. There's so much trauma. I studied trauma for my master's specifically.
Wow.
Yeah, and just seeing the reason behind some of the waiting was just really, really exciting and encouraging to me. And yeah, after a couple of conversations with them, with a couple of other missionaries, the Humarians, and just praying really intentionally, it just felt like every closed door opened. Wow. I'd had the key the whole time. I was just using the wrong one. And I feel like God like really just opened every single door and just made a way for everything to happen so quickly. So by December of 2024, I was getting ready to apply and to resign from my teaching position and just move forward full steam ahead. So super crazy.
Wow. Hello, friends. I'm quickly interrupting this episode to tell you about our online prayer room. Every major spiritual movement in history has been fueled by passionate and persistent prayer. Our team knows this and has experienced firsthand that prayer is essential to seeing God move mountains, change lives, and transform society. The Josiah Venture Prayer Room exists to deepen your connection with God and equip you to pray for His movement across Central and Eastern Europe. You can download our free mobile app for iPhone and Android today, or you can go to the website pray.josiahventure.com. The links to these resources are in the show notes. We hope your time of prayer will be the best part of your day. We expect you will leave the prayer room feeling more refreshed than when you went in because you have been in the presence of God. And now, back to the episode. In all of that, in that timing and your feeling, yes, I am called to Ukraine. And how did your family, your church, your friends respond to like, you're moving to Ukraine? Isn't war happening there? Like, what were people's responses to you?
I think naturally, if anyone says they're moving across the world, there's like an instant shock.
Right, yeah. What?
Or an instant shock. Yeah. And then you throw in everything that's happening in Ukraine on top of that, and it's like are you sure? Do you know what's happening there? But by the end of honestly every conversation, I just got, well, finally, we've been waiting forever for this. Like, I feel like at my church, I was the weird Ukraine girl for a long time. Maybe not weird, but like everyone knew, like, Hayley loves Ukraine.
Yeah.
And so I don't think anyone was truly surprised, and everyone was so encouraging and exciting. And so many people came alongside and were like, how can we get you there as fast as possible?
Wow.
So yeah, it was like such an encouraging experience for me.
And that could even be some of the purpose in the waiting too, like the Lord working on the hearts of the people in your community, even to come alongside you and really to come alongside your like passion and calling, because you've been like the weird Ukraine girl forever, like oh wow, like it's finally happening. Would love to help that, like help it happen for her. Like, oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
totally.
The community aspect. So now you've almost been there a year. So you moved. When is your anniversary of moving to Ukraine?
My anniversary is February 21st. So
whoa, it's coming up. Yeah.
Which is wild.
Okay. Yeah, February February is always crazy times, obviously, in Ukraine. Like that's when the escalated war 4 years ago now, which I'm like, okay, Lord, what is happening? Why can't this war end? Oh my God.
You and me both.
Everybody there. So then what was that like for you moving to Ukraine during this turmoil? I know it was like, this is like, I'm hearing clearly, this is like the wide open door from the Lord. But yeah, tell me about that. Just moving there, settling your life there. Different than in a short-term team or internship.
Yeah, totally. Well, and I mean, even the anniversary of the full-scale war is the 24th of February. So I got there the 21st, went to the mountains for orientation for a couple of days. And my first event when I came back to the city was to go to a prayer night, like a multi-denominational prayer night for the war, because it was the 24th. So I think from day one, you're struck by the reality of living in a country at war. And I mean, again, you know that going into it, but to experience it for yourself is just so sobering. So I think that has been something that I think will probably forever stay with me. But it's been interesting. Like my very first night alone in my apartment, there was an attack on our city. And that, that's a reality for so many Ukrainians. But to learn, okay, is it a motorcycle or is it a drone? What am I hearing right now? Is it a clap of thunder or is it a missile or an explosion? Those are some of the just sentences you shouldn't have to say out loud that have become a part of life. Or in recent months, our energy infrastructure has been so attacked that you learn you have to keep every power bank charged. And you thank God you have a good winter coat because it gets chilly inside. Thankfully, I have a gas stove, so I can still, eat.
Right, yeah.
And I live in a really safe city in Western Ukraine, but that's still my reality. And it's so much more difficult even for people in other parts of Ukraine that it's just, it's wild. But it's
going
also
through power outages and yeah.
And I mean, I'm from Southern California. We don't have winter. So
right.
Everything is new to me. I'm getting
It's cold, yeah.
Yeah. Cold is real. Who knew? We have an ice warning and I went outside and slipped and I was like, oh, icy streets are real things.
Yes.
Again, who knew?
Who knew? Not that Californian girl. Yeah.
No. Again, I know in theory, but I guess I'm an experiential learner.
That's right. Yeah. Sometimes you have to slip on the ice and then it'll be like, oh, I should be careful.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just been really interesting. For more related challenges to I bought a used car that lived a long life before it became my car type of challenges as well. But it's also been so good of getting to learn another language, of getting to be a part of a really small church, which means you get to know everyone that you're at, that you're worshiping with, which is really cool.
Different than your church in California. That church is giant. Yeah. Yeah.
It is a large church. Yes.
It's a large church.
So I feel like it's been a really cool experience.
Yeah. What do you feel like you've learned about God's character in the midst of suffering and hardship? And also, as you're working with young people, I just would love to hear what the Lord's been teaching you just even in this last year of living there.
Yeah, I feel like one of the things that I've just really seen, it's not new, but just seen for myself is just that God is with us in these most challenging times. His heart grieves for what's happening to Ukraine, and he is with us as we lament. He is where we get our strength every day. And only he can bring life in the darkest places. And I feel like I've just seen that in so many different tangible ways here since moving. And I've really definitely clung to those truths. And I know, and I hope that doesn't seem trivial because it's not. It's genuinely, you say these phrases, if you, for as long as you've been in the church, you hear these things and often repeat them, but to experience them and live them is oh, this is what it means. This is why this was repeated to me so many times. I feel like that's been huge.
Yeah, God is with us. He does care. He's with the brokenhearted and all those.
Yeah, and I mean, even this year I've been reading through the Psalms again, as I mean, many people do, and just seeing David cry out to the Lord. It's oh yeah, there's permission for me to do that too. And I just, wow, what a God we serve, that we can ask, that we can ask questions, that we can ask for help, that we can come to him in any circumstance. So I feel like those have been really big things for me.
It's interesting. You mentioned David. I love the Psalms too. And all of them, the joy, the lament, the sorrow, all the things. But earlier when you were sharing your story of like first hearing about Josiah Venture in Ukraine in 2008. Like that's almost 20 years ago. Like that is a long time. And then
I'm not that old, Gwen.
Hey, it's okay. I'm old too. It's fine. No.
Okay.
You're not that old. You're not that old. But no, just like the length of time from when you led that first team to the extended summer internship, and then the 10-year gap. Like I was thinking of David earlier when you were sharing your story, because it was like he was a teenage boy when God was like, "You're going to be king," and it's like that didn't happen overnight. It took years and years and years and years, and then he became king after running from Saul and hiding in the rocks, whatever, all these kinds of things. But I was just thinking of those parallels with your story and David in the waiting, like really specifically that like the long waiting, and sometimes the things that we hope for or dream about or whatever can take so much time. And now that you're there, also experiencing the joy in God's word of David's Psalms and lament and suffering. And I've heard so many times over from people in Ukraine about like they've learned about God's like the suffering of his people and how God is so close. Like you said, like God is with us. And so anyway, I was like, oh yes, the waiting takes a long time. More than, not on our timeline, but God works in his own perfect timeline. Yeah.
He so does. And that's definitely a promise that I still cling to,
Yes. Yeah. Well, with your role in the school's ministry, you're the director of the school's ministry. What does that mean? Tell the people about this role that you have.
Well, I have started small, focusing on my own small schools ministry. So it means a couple of different things. But right now, this last semester, I've really focused, the last 2 semesters. I don't know, what is time? But I've been focusing on connecting local churches with local schools here in Ternopil. So that means going to schools with someone from the local church and saying, hey, I'm a native English speaker. I used to be a teacher in the States. I'm credentialed and I have a master's degree. Do you want someone to come teach an English lesson ever? Or do like an English speaking club? And the doors are so open. It's kind of crazy. I went into these meetings expecting really like scary, stern school directors. And they're like, when can you come? Can you start tomorrow? And it's been so cool. Like I've gotten to work with groups from 7th grade to 11th grade because school only goes till 11th grade here. Mm-hmm. And that's been awesome. Like it's been so much fun. And then, so that's one element of my ministry. And it's fun because I also have a team of people I work with and I get to pour into their lives a little bit. And then the other aspect of my ministry is that while I was getting my master's, I studied trauma-informed education and created a like professional development curriculum, aka teacher trainings, for trauma-informed practices like in the classroom. And I did this for my students in LA. I didn't do this thinking I would be coming to Ukraine, but that was what I focused on. That was what I created. That was my thesis project. And we, the team in Ukraine and I are working to translate those trainings into Ukrainian and hopefully get to start training teachers in this because...
Wow.
Yeah, which again, it's crazy. Like I never in a million years thought that it would turn into this. But we have some connections through Crew, like Campus Crusade.
Yeah.
To the like Teaching Pedagogy University in Lviv. And they've invited us to come do some trainings, and teachers in the schools where we already have partnerships are really open to it as well. And so we're we're hoping to kind of roll that out this semester in presenting it to the Pedagogy University, presenting it to the Department of Education in Lviv, finding a way to do the same in Ternopil. And it's just, it feels bad to say that talking about trauma is really exciting, but it's really exciting because this is something I'm really passionate about. If we're going to love our teens well and show them Christ, like we also need to help with what they're dealing with, to meet them where they are, so that they can live, and so
in a healthy way.
Yeah. So that's something I'm really excited about. But it's all still really new and really fresh, and there's a lot of moving pieces still. So,
So is the curriculum more focused towards training the teachers on how to respond to the students?
Yeah. And it's not even just responding like, hey, these are preemptive measures that you can take in your classroom to help students. We have a saying in the education world, what is necessary for some is beneficial to all. And especially in like mental health in the classroom, I think this is especially true. And so, it's to help the teachers know how they can help their students. But it also creates more open spaces for us to build partnerships, to come alongside schools in different ways. And I think something that could be really cool about this too is it's not just teaching English. If this is something schools are interested in, I think it would be really cool to have a Ukrainian partner in this that could come and teach this as well. But I just think, I think that this is going to open a lot of doors. I'm praying that it's going to open a lot of doors in a really needed area.
For sure.
Yeah.
Do you have any examples of some of those like preemptive things that can happen in the classrooms?
I do. So when I was a teacher, we meditated every day for 1 minute, just like a guided breathing practice. It was weird for the kids, and I know it sounds weird probably to our listeners. But by the end of the year, most of the kids were like, are we meditating today? Because I need a minute to calm down, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I need that minute too. Yes, we're all in this together. But doing that, teaching coping strategies, just different like deep breathing techniques, even things to the way you design the learning environment, like red is not a friendly color to have kids staring at all day. So it's really just having teachers think super, super intentionally about everything they're already doing.
Right.
I don't know if did that answer your question?
Yes, for sure. I was just thinking of like, what's a practical thing? 1 minute of meditation. I love that. I think more people can take a minute, take a moment of silence, breathe, and all of that. Well, with the young people that you've worked with or experienced, I know also the first year of ministry is always about like getting settled and learning language and all of that. But is there any story you would like to share of a young person that you have personally had conversation with about how they're doing and how like war is affecting them? And I just wanted to ask if you had a story like that.
Yeah. There is a girl at one of the churches that I partner with in Ternopil. So I've known her since 2023. Okay, and at that first camp in 2023, she did not speak. She was so terrified to talk to anyone, except her older brothers, who were both leaders at the camp. I've also known both of those brothers since 2014. I taught them English during my internship. So it's just kind of a crazy...
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
I love this family. But in 2023 at that camp, she was just quiet. And she came to my card game master class every day. And she didn't talk, but she would play cards with me. flash forward to this last summer. She comes up to me day one of camp. Do you remember me? Like in English. And I was like, yes. Yes, I do.
Yes,
I do. And yeah, she just was super open. We talked about some of the hard things that she's dealt with since the war started. At that point, one of her brothers had been mobilized and been serving in the army for, goodness, like 6 months already.
Mm-hmm.
And she shared a little bit about how that was really hard. But she also asked questions about what to do during hard times. And she came to our devotions every morning. She even translated for me.
Wow.
Wild. And, she asked really, really good questions and was open to hearing the answers.
Mm-hmm.
At follow-up from camp or at church after the camp, she actually translated someone's testimony to the church, which again was just insane. And a couple of months ago, her other brother was mobilized.
Wow.
Yeah, which is honestly a reality for so many Ukrainians.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I got to go to her birthday party, and she is still searching for hope. So I don't know if she has a relationship with the Lord, but just to see the openness, to see the searching, to see the questioning, I think that's what we're seeing in a lot of young people right now is they're begging for hope, or they're questioning, how could a good God let something like this happen?
Right.
But they're not afraid to ask those questions and engage in the conversation. And so to me, that's really exciting because lives can change. And to get to be someone that they ask is an honor. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a beautiful story. That's really cool. Even your history with that family from all of your years going to Ukraine, and you have that relationship there. And for this girl who didn't speak at all. Wow. Thank you for sharing that story.
Yeah.
Well, we're coming to the end. It's always sad at the end. I'm like, oh no, it's over. But I would love to hear just some specific ways that people can pray for you, pray for your local community, for Ukraine. Yeah, just would love to hear some prayer requests for people to know how to pray specifically.
Yeah. I think for me personally, just to pray that God would keep opening doors in schools. There's a lot of, in my opinion, really exciting things happening, but they can't happen without Him. And so, yeah, I think like that would be a big prayer request for me. And then just thinking of my community, I partner with 4 different churches here in Ternopil, and we want to see lives changed. We don't want just to have events or just to be teaching English or whatever, but pray that lives would be transformed because that's the point of all of this. And so that would be huge. And then for Ukraine, I mean, first and foremost, that God would end this war. It's a long, 4 years is a long time. 1 year is a long time for me. But I think I would just ask that people would pray for continued strength and resilience of the Ukrainians, that people would pray for safety for the soldiers, for strength for the families of the soldiers and the friends of the soldiers. My church, 1/5 of our community has been mobilized.
Wow.
Within the JV team, 3 of our staff members have been mobilized. It's just, war encompasses every aspect of life. And so we pray fervently that God would end this war. And that in the way that God moves, that people would come to know Him.
Beautiful. Well, thank you, Hayley, for sharing those prayer requests. And for sure, with this podcast, like not only wanting to hear your story, but also just reminding people to continue to pray for Ukraine, continue to pray that the war would end, that God's will be done. Like if you don't know what to pray, sometimes I'm like, I don't even know what to pray, Lord. I just pray like, Lord, your will be done. Like you are sovereign over all things and you are good in the midst of all of this. And so this podcast actually, the day it comes out is February 24th. And so wanting people just to know, what's happening in Ukraine and to keep praying for our team there and people, the families of those on the team with the men who have been mobilized and all the youth ministry happening. And it still continues in all of those stories of youth groups happening. And then, the sirens go off and you have to take shelter and they're singing worship songs in the basement and continuing to pray. So thank you for your love for Ukraine, your passion for this country and these people. And it's infectious. And so for more people to know that, there are ways to keep standing with Ukraine. So thank you for being on the podcast.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for standing with Ukraine and for praying for Ukraine. And thank you so much.
For sure. All right. Well, goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Josiah Venture Stories. For more information about who we are and our vision and mission, visit us at josiahventure.com and follow us on social media. If you have any questions about this episode or would like to get in touch with our guest, please email social@josiahventure.com. To help more people hear about this podcast, please leave us an honest written review or share this episode on your social media. Thank you, friends, and have a blessed day.